Hey guys, my name is CJ Gaming and today I'm back to a video and today I'm back with part 9 of my F1 2019 career mode here in Austria. And if you haven't watched the last 3 episodes, I highly suggest you go watch them because they are absolutely cracking. They are so good. Yeah, I'd definitely go recommend that. But if you did watch the end of the last video, we do unfortunately only have 2 upgrades out of the 4 that were scheduled for this Grand Prix. So we are going to need to do some more resource point gathering in Q3, in practice. What am I on about? We do get a pretty decent amount of resource points. How many are we going to get? We'll have a look after this one. We're going to get 401. That moves about the 580. That should be enough to get that major upgrade. Definitely confirmed for Britain. Don't know if we'll be able to get the minor upgrade ahead of the qualifying as well as the race resource points. Hopefully we can. But I think this is us going to be going for that. Yes, it is. We have enough by just 33 points. But let's go into qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix, where hopefully we can get a very nice position, even though it's raining.
Thank you for joining us once again for today's qualifying session. Sit back, relax, and enjoy what we hope will be a fantastic contest for pole position. With the weather as it is today, Anthony Davidson, we have, to some extent, to throw the form book out of the window. Who do you see having the advantage on this slippery, unpredictable track surface?
Traditionally, these are very Adrian Newey conditions. The Red Bull's habit of creating incredible downforce coupled with the high rake they like to run is perfect for the wet, and it's helped them close the power gap a number of times over recent years. I think Force India as well, always a bit of a dark horse in changeable conditions, and of course the McLarens have a fairly good chassis. Having said that, I don't want to make a firm prediction. More than performance, the deciding factor is going to be the timing. The level of wetness out on the track is going to constantly rise and fall, and anyone who can find that perfect window when it's at its driest will have a big advantage out there.
So here we are at the end of end of our first run in qualifying 1. I'm pretty sure, yes it is. Currently P10, out to the line we set a 1:19.5, 1.8 seconds slower than what the pole position that time was at that time, but Bottas has set the fastest that time. We're still P20 with that really disappointing that time, but this is going to be our fastest lap time of Q1, and we're already green going into the first corner there, so that's fantastic. Get a little bit down on the corner, losing the back end massively, but we're still gaining time. How bad was that first run through turn 1 there? Through little turn 2 kink. The game doesn't actually count as turn 2. This is apparently turn 2. I count this as turn 3, as that's what everyone else in real life does. But yeah, we're cut up by a couple of attempts. I'm pretty sure that says 8 attempts. We did have such a bad run through these through turn 3 and turn 4 here. We had such a bad run. We went so deep on turn 4 on our first little go. So that's why we've gained so much time. Over a second already by the looks of it. And hopefully that should be enough to get us into Q3 maybe. Hopefully it's Q3. I'd like it to be Q3, but I highly doubt it will be. Through this little double left-hander section, up by 1.2 temps or 1.7 temps. I'm not sure what that says, but we've got 2 corners to go. Basically flat out in the dry. Will it be flat out in the wet? Will we take it flat out? We've already out of DRS. We're gonna ERS. We're gonna brake a little bit there on the power early. Did a little bit of tap on the brake. We would normally go over that curb, but we don't in the wet. Up to the line, no. We're gonna set a 1:18.3. And that puts us P17 for the Austrian Grand Prix. So that's a very even though we improved by so much, that's a very disappointing position to be in. So me, Carlos Sainz, Devon Butler, Norris, and Albon are all out of qualifying as it stands, and that is very disappointing. I'm very disappointed in that. And now it's actually, as we've been out qualified by our teammate, let's move him equal on points with us in our rivalry. So great. That is just what you want. Ugh. Why did that have to happen? Why did it have to rain? That's the worst part. The rain on this game is so hard to control your car with. It's unbelievable. That's what I find anyway. So hopefully that doesn't happen in the race. Hopefully there's no more rain in the race. I don't think there's not any forecast, but you never know with the Codemasters like weather forecast on this game. It said it was raining in Monaco, it was, but apparently it wasn't wet enough for intermediates. So half the race was spent on dry tyres, which is not exactly what you want. But we get 124 resource points there, moves us up into 154. So halfway there to getting that minor upgrade on the car for Britain, confirmed at least. So yeah, hopefully we can get enough after this race. But we're going to pick another rivalry. It's going to be Devon Butler. But let's go into the race for the Austrian Grand Prix. But hopefully we can carry on this point-paying run.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg, and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship, except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 metres above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill turn 3. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Now, can I get your take on Max Verstappen? Looks like they've got a tough race in store today, as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Leclerc, Pierre Gasly and Hülkenberg, Weber, Perez, Stroll and Roman Grosjean, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Kevin Magnussen and Verstappen, Russell, Sainz, Joker and Devon Butler. Norris and Alexander Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So here we are on the grid ahead of the Austrian Grand Prix here with two stop strategy on the car. It's going to be a completely dry race. Will we be going for that, or will we try the CGH Gaming famous one stop strategy? The mediums to the hards. We're going to try it. I think we're going to do it. No, it's 6 seconds slower a lap, a race for the race. So I don't think I'll be doing it now. I'm going to resort. So I'm going to do what the game suggested. The two-star strategy, super softs, mediums. So I've not whacked out the world famous CGH Gaming strategy there just yet. Maybe in Britain, maybe. But yeah, like I said in every single one of these videos, we need a good start. Especially the AI on this game is just so good with their starts. I don't really know why. George Russell also he didn't manage to improve on he got into Q3, but he didn't manage to improve. It's because of the glitch. Like if the player doesn't get into Q3, like if the player doesn't get into the next qualifying position session, but the AI does, I think it will just like set them to the back, and like how it is on when the game first came out and when the season first started. So Williams, if I got into if Russell got into Q3 and I got into Q2, when Russell got into Q3, Russell would start 10th no matter what. As we line up on a grid ahead of the Austrian Grand Prix here in Spielberg, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines out of the Austrian Grand Prix. Nice voice, but lights out and away we go. We've had an awful start there, but so has K-Mag, as Russell's already alongside the Haas driver himself. We got Devon Butler up inside. He's lunged at the inside of multiple cars there. Only inside of Verstappen here. Goes side by side. We're out into P16 now. I think we started P17, so we've only gained one position from all that carnage in turn 1. So we've lost 2 positions. Have we lost 2 positions? No, we lost a position to Devon Butler there as we've lunged up his inside into turn 3. We're still good side by side. We've actually gone past our teammate Oni there. On the exit, we're going to get better exit than Devon Butler. Checking if we have any damage from that little bit of contact we had with the old FG rival side by side, and we've managed to get the position done before we get into turn 4 here in the braking zone. So that's up at us up into P14, a pretty decent help, a pretty decent start as we get into P14. But now lap 3, Daniel Ricciardo stuck behind Grosjean. We're going to go slipstream. We're going to go up the inside of Daniel Ricciardo, and maybe Grosjean into turn 1. Try at the inside of Grosjean. He squeezes us out. We still get past Ricciardo, who's now had a better run than us. Up into turn 3, well, slash turn 2. We go 3 wide into turn 3. George Russell, look at that. He's managed to go up the outside of all of us. But we're going to go. I'm going to go very deep. Squeeze out the 2 AI there and keep hold to P13. So that's 1 position gained after all of that. And lap 7, no. Now, Grosjean's still stuck behind this this little gaggle of cars. So we've dived at the inside of Grosjean, spinning out Kimi Raikkonen there. He's not had a... I feel sorry for Kimi Raikkonen. Jesus Christ, I'm just bullying him so much. But that's moves us up into P11. Lap 9, though, there's yellow flags because Max Verstappen is out of this Grand Prix. Going very slowly before the corner. Jesus Christ, what is he doing? What on earth was the Dutch guy doing there? Jesus Christ. But that moves up into P10. But a lap later, we're going to come in for our first pit stop. Actually, I'm going to say one and only. It's going to be our first pit stop. We're going to go with the undercut. And look at the AI going past us. That we're going to undercut as we are going to leave the pits in last place. That's not all that bad though, because it's going to give us clean air. Hopefully a fast pit stop by Williams there. 1.7. That is lovely. 1.7 pit stop there on lap 11. We're going to get a little bit of undercut, clean air as well. It's going to help us as we go up the inside. Well, we go past a couple of cars and we moved ourselves up into P14. And now that moves us up to P10. There's a couple of more cars are in the pits on lap 13. So we're back where we started. And look at the gap we've gained. We're so much like further ahead than what we was. Weber is, Weber actually is now in the pits. We're going to go side by side. Is he going to get out in front of us? No, we actually managed to get in front of him. But he's only doing the one-stop strategy, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, but lap 23 now, we're going to go for one more set of medium tyres for the last 13 laps of this Grand Prix. We're currently P10. Stroll's also pitted, who's just ahead of us, so we're not going to catch him. I think P10 is probably the max we're going to get from this Grand Prix, is a 1.8 second pit stop there. We're going to come out in P11, which actually really isn't that bad. I'd still be happy with P11, but Russell, our teammate, 1 lap later is into the pits, and that moves us back up into the points per position. But Lewis Hamilton on lap 36, I'm pretty sure, has won the Grand Prix, just followed by one of the Ferraris there. Actually no, it's Sebastian Vettel. It's actually Bottas who wins, and Hamilton was third, with Vettel in between his second place. That's us up to P10, and now we've got 2 corners to go. We're going to come around the final corner for this Austrian Grand Prix, and we're going to come home for another points paying position. That's 3 in a row, hat-trick of points. It's only 1 point this time, but still, I'm very happy with that. Very happy indeed. More points on the board for the Williams team. Unfortunately, our teammate didn't get any points as he was behind us, and yeah, we got the final points per position there. But congratulations to Valtteri Bottas. Another win for Mercedes. No wins for Red Bull yet. As they did actually win. Verstappen, who retired from this Grand Prix, did actually win the real life Austrian Grand Prix just last weekend. Last Sunday. It's now Thursday as I'm recording this. The 4th of July. But there you go. That's the podium. 2 Mercedes once again, and a Ferrari. It's like the same podium every single time, I swear. The same 3 drivers. It's either Vettel or Leclerc or one of the Mercedes. It's those 4 drivers. It's like hardly any other. I think there's only been one time that in Monaco maybe Pierre Gasly got one of the podiums, as well as maybe Max Verstappen had a podium. I'm not too sure, but we're going to gain an extra point in the championship. Paris actually come 5th. That's a pretty decent result for the Mexican there. It is a racing point. I'm not sure where our teammate come. Not in the top 14. I think he come like 15th or something like that. So it's not all bad. He only had to do 1 last lap, so his engine shouldn't be as worn as mine or Daniel Ricciardo's. That's one advantage of getting lap time, I suppose. You don't actually have to deal with like engine wear as much as you would normally if you had to continue that extra lap. But Cody's, please, as it says, please wait again. That's the third time that's happened in his career, bro. Please sort that glitch out, please, Codemaster. So we're still P8 in the Drivers' Championship. Our teammates now moved down to P19 as Science has got a point. And Renault's moved ahead of Williams in the Constructors' Championship. But now, once again, we got to speak to Claire. Seems like your rivalry with Devon Butler is getting rather fierce. Was it inevitable given your history? Devon Butler always pushes hard. It's what makes him a worthy component, is what I answered. But yeah, I think he's a worthy component. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? Our aero package is nothing else on the track, and the team noticed the answer. And you're surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you? With this team behind me, I don't really think so, to be honest. This team has done... We started from really being the worst, not even finishing the first Grand Prix, and we've got so many points on the board already, and it's not even end of the first season. I thought it'd take a lot longer than this with this Williams car, but we do get a lot more points over our rivals from that Grand Prix. Get a pretty decent amount of resource points here as well. Get a hefty 358. Moves up to 512. Still not enough to get an upgrade, so that's a bit unfortunate, but you might be able to just secure that final failed upgrade. I'm pretty sure, well, we most likely will be able to. We've also got a transcript from Weber. Some excellent overtaking moves from your former teammate today. Did you learn anything from them? Learn some of them from you? Haha, I think so. Yeah, blah 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 blah. You've experienced with Chris Harfield's aggressive style. As he said, it's pretty good to be fine with me. So yeah, bit of respectful comments from both of our old rivals there. Our value's a lot higher than our contract value as it stands, so that's also very, very good. And hopefully we can continue now, make that value go all the way up to the top. Williams like us the most. We're still the second worst team, but now we're going to finally purchase that aerodynamic upgrade, which will let us go to the next phase of the upgrades for the aerodynamics, so that we can continue progress upgrading this car. So that's going to be on the car for Britain. Hopefully we'll have 2 major aerodynamic upgrades as well as that minor upgrade. So if that goes on the car, we're going to be so good in the corners in Britain. That's going to be fantastic. Like, that's unbelievable. It really is. That's just if it goes on the car. We're currently P6 in the championship, but that's our results. We got a 10th place in Baku, the start of it all. Then a 4th place in Monaco, 5th place in Canada, 6th place in Le Castellet, France, and then 10th place in Spielberg. Next up is Silverstone, one of my better tracks. Yeah, I think I'll have a pretty good result there. If everything goes my way, I should have a good result here in Britain. Hopefully that happens, and hopefully we can continue this point scoring run. Germany's after Britain, so that's going to be a bit of a struggle to continue to get the points, because I really do not like that track. I really don't like that track one bit. Not sure why. I just haven't been able to go very well around it ever. I always do really bad. So hopefully we might be able to change that through the season. Maybe we can lift that burden of the German Grand Prix and get some good form behind us. Maybe that could give us some little good run for the rest of the season and see how far up the table we can get. But we go into Britain here as we skip to the next weekend, and we've got all the parts on our car. There we go. 3 new aerodynamic upgrades, 2 major, 1 minor. That is fantastic. That is so good. We've moved ahead of McLaren now in the on-paper review there. We've McLaren, Alfa Romeo and Williams ourselves have just left Toro Rosso behind in the development game. What is happening to Toro Rosso? They're either saving up their resource points, or they're just idiots and not upgrading at all. Unless they've got a fat ultimate upgrade that they're going to whip out one time and just destroy everyone with. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully they stay behind us in the development race, and hopefully we can gain the cars ahead and also get clear of Alfa Romeo as well as the McLaren, because that's really like the 2 cars that we're fighting for as it stands in development. But yeah, that's been the Austrian Grand Prix. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and up next is Britain, as I said, one of my favourite tracks, so hopefully we can get a good result there. But I've been CONSTRUCTOR'S Gaming, and I'll see you in the next one for the British Grand Prix in Silverstone, my home Grand Prix, just saying. But yeah, I'm CONSTRUCTOR'S Gaming, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.